Should we start from the beginning? Should we start from the academies?
Yeah, I think we should delve into academies.
Because this is good for us because we was in it years ago, and now you've got a little brother in it, so you see it from another angle.
Yeah.
So
perspective.
Yeah. So academies so when I was growing up was extremely cutthroat.
Right.
So what's it? You had to be the best, or you wasn't getting in. There was none of this time to develop. You had to have this certain standard of skill, or potential that they see that would keep you around for a long time. Mm-hmm. So me, my story. I was on trial for 2 years. Yeah. But obviously they saw something that kept me around. But while I was on trial, I saw many other goalkeepers come in my age. Mm-hmm. Or they had the 2 other goalkeepers. This is from ages 7 and 8.
Right.
And I see many goalkeepers come in 2 days, whatever, they just weren't around anymore. Mm-hmm. And you know what football was? It was thin.
Yes.
So we had 1 goalkeeper coach, whatever. Now I'm seeing academies have 6, 7 goalkeeper coaches, whatever. Resources, yeah. But it was 1 goalkeeper coach, and if you weren't good enough, you were gone. And that's how it was.
Yeah, because I don't know if many players get released at under 9 and under 10 level anymore. Whereas when it was back then, players were getting released at under 9 and under 10 level.
Early doors.
They were kind of saying, look, we can't afford to develop you and take care of you along this journey. You can find a pathway elsewhere. But at this club right now, we can't deal with what you are. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like nowadays, granted, it's a good thing, I think, that they're giving more opportunities to younger players. But does it make sense in the long run to hold on to this many players? Because are you setting them up more to fail in the long run? Or
this is what I mean.
Like, is it a case of...
So, me as a parent now, I go into an academy. Let's say you go to a top academy, whatever. And I'm hearing now there's 40 boys in the team. Yeah,
there usually is around that. Yeah,
in an age group.
Yeah, and it didn't used to be that.
How can there be 40 players in an age group and you think, okay, my child is here or he's getting the treatment? Because really and truly, how many was? Well, for me, there's probably 12 at my age when I was 7, 8.
Oh yeah, because you weren't playing 11 aside that back
then.
Yeah. So about 14 maybe.
14, yeah.
14.
Do you know what I mean? Like 2 7-a-side teams, comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know who the better ones are, and you know the weaker ones. Right. But it was them weak ones are still the best of a bunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're the best out. Obviously, they come through the developments program, so they're best in the South London area or specifically where you're playing. Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, there's 40 boys. Like I'm looking now, and there's so many boys with kit, whatever. It's bonkers. And like back in you had to fight for that kit. Yeah. You know what I mean? It seems like everyone's got a kit these days.
Yeah, everyone says they've played for someone.
Yeah.
Like, it always used to be the thing, like, people used to come back to me and say, oh, yeah, I played for Crystal Palace, and I used to say...
No, you don't, because I'm there.
Yeah, bro, you can tell everyone you play for them if you want to, but I know you don't, because I play for them.
I play for them, do you know
what I mean? So,
but now, I don't think half the boys know half the players that are probably in their age group or in their teams.
No, because it's difficult. When you've got 40 boys in the age group, you can't really... How does each child get the service they're meant to get? Firstly, coaching-wise, development-wise, and they're saying they're developing a lot of players. Is it just you're finding a big pool of players and then trying to... out of this big pool of players, trying to get the ones that break through so you make money? Because that's the thing. That staff members get money for pushing through certain players. Like the things the ins and outs that people don't know are that when you make it and you get to a certain level, money goes into someone else's pocket. And it all
money's always transferring.
That's the thing. So is it a case of you're pushing through someone because of their ability, or you're getting 40, 50 players in the age group because you want the one that can get through?
That's what I mean. Like you're hoping for that one special one.
Instead of just coaching, instead of getting the good 12, like what happened back in the day, and then developing the good 12 and hoping, like from a Chelsea perspective, the 12 get through. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, does that come in with the money that's being now pumped into the game? Especially over here, because back in the day, there was obviously money in the game, but it weren't like today.
No, of course not. Nowadays, you
because really and truly, like I could have told you all the staff that was obviously at where I was.
Yeah,
I could have told you all the staff whatsoever, but now there's staff everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
but I have friends that are coaches that work at, let's say, Chelsea or anything, but they're like, bro, like, how are you at Chelsea? You're not played, but no, not you're not played, but like, how are you
in that system?
But then I'm seeing you with a group of players, but then you're another group, and there's like they're working with like 40 different kids.
Yeah, so how do you develop one, or who do you know is the one that you're looking out for?
Like how many of you lot are in a building? Like I'm seeing you take pictures with, like one of my boys have got a son in this team, and another one of my boys got a son in another team, and you're two different places. Like one group's in, let's say they've gone Saudi Arabia, and another group's gone to Spain.
That happens though. That does happen.
But I'm like, so what is going on right now? Because you're all meant to be one group, and because reading to you, when it felt like you were growing up, did you feel like there was like a brotherhood between your group?
Yeah, 100%. I still speak to some of the boys that I was with at under 9s till now.
That's what I'm saying.
So there was definitely, but I think it was a lot different back in the day in terms of, as you said, the cutthroat side of it.
Yeah.
When players getting released at under 9s and under 10s, bro, you kind of knew what it was from early. And the family bond was there, partly because our parents were all close as well.
Yeah.
That also helped.
Helps, yeah.
And then you had the thing where, okay, cool, the group's small.
Yeah.
So the group's small, so you know who you're working with each day or whenever you're at training, and you understand that you're gonna fight and die for them. It felt like a more of a professional environment.
Yeah.
You know how like when you get to a level where you're actually playing for something, I feel like that was more earlier on when we were younger, because your group was literally tight knit. You know, and they say it's similar to schools. They say that kids work better in smaller groups.
Yeah. Do
you get what I mean? So I feel like in football, if you're working in a smaller group, a group of 12, group of 14 instead of a group of 40, you're gonna work better and you're gonna develop more and you're gonna get more time with the coach.
Correct.
So I think that is one of the things that is very, very key. I feel that's being missed out nowadays. And I also see, and this is for parents as well, I see a lot of parents in the sport looking at, okay, cool, well, look how much money you can make if you become a footballer.
Yeah.
So that everyone's pushing their child into football, pushing their child into football, when your child might not actually be good enough to make it.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing these massive groups of 50 and 60, and the parents are trying to live out their dream through their child.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing their child to actually live their dream. Yeah. Like, we were never pushed to play sport, like pushed to play football. No. We played all sports. You get what I mean? We were good at all sports. We just excelled. It just happened to football was the one we chose. You get what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't a case of I'm gonna live my dream through you. And that's why I feel like when I'm going to like watch academy games or I'm watching my brother's games, I feel like it's a lot of the parents trying to live their dream through their child and taking everything out that on their child instead of allowing their child to be free and express themselves and be who they want to be.
You know, I think there comes an age though where you realize your son's got an ability, right? And then that's when you start looking at the big picture. I think, like, especially when you were younger, like, you know, when you're like 9 or like how I felt 9 or 10, I was going into football, but it was just like, oh, it's a hobby.
Right.
Then I started getting like 14, 15. Then like I felt like my parents started to be like, right, like this is serious. Like you're still here. Like you're in the system. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a career here. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's where the push was. But now I just feel like I don't think parents, not even parents, I don't even think kids feel safe anymore. Do you know what I mean? Where with the group, I don't know if they get that feel if they're still doing enough, or because you know when you're like, oh, I'm one of the head tops of the group, or no, I'm pushing. But I don't think like them kids have it because they have no idea. They have no. There's none of that cutthroat. It's like, okay, you're just gonna get a deal. Yeah.
Which wasn't it back in the day.
Not at all.
It was kind of you're proving yourself every single day. Even in my situation where at 12 I get a 4-year deal to sign till 16.
Yeah.
And it kind of, okay, cool, you're basically getting a scholar and near enough a pro. You get what I mean? At 12 years old. But how do you tell me at 12 years old I'm going to be good enough at 16?
Yeah.
It's weird, and it's great to get that deal when you're 12.
Correct.
But how do you know how do you know what's going to happen in my development?
You know.
Do you get what I mean? And that's why I feel like lines are blurred. And, you know, I say these things that it's a reward for obviously good play, but at 12 years old, it's difficult to tell who's going to be a professional football player. Granted, they might have got it right in my case.
Yeah.
But how often are they going to get it right?
But that's that to stop you from going elsewhere.
That too, because obviously at that age, there's a lot of, you're looking at the bigger clubs, and clubs are coming and having conversations.
Back in my day, West Ham and Arsenal never even used to play each other.
Did you not?
No.
We played West Ham like it was no tomorrow.
Like Arsenal and West Ham, we didn't play each other until like 18, 16, like 18, because it's like, okay, we're just taking each other's players constantly.
Yeah, similar to what Chelsea were doing.
Yeah.
But once you sign that contract, that ties you down.
Ties you down. Yeah.
Chat, I didn't know any better.
Exactly.